It's 8 o'clock plus an hour.
Oh, let me do it.
Okay.
8 o'clock plus an hour.
Yes, so today's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And we're going to be talking about StockX this morning. I actually don't know anything about it. So Michelle will be doing most of the talking.
Well, Marina, can you tell me how a stock market works? Why don't we start there? Good morning,
Sure.
Katie as Posh. Good morning, picking packs.
Are you guys familiar with StockX? What is StockX? How does it work? So I am familiar with how the stock market works. So basically, people buy and sell, pieces of a company. That's what a stock market is. And throughout the day, the value of the stock goes up and down according to demand.
So how would you think StockX works if you apply that model?
I honestly have been afraid to approach StockX because it looks super complicated, to be honest. So, but I know a lot of people do sell on there, and I know a lot of people do buy on there as well. So, have you sold anything on StockX? What do you know about it?
Have you guys heard of it? The first time I heard of it was with a FedEx person. I was chatting with a FedEx person, and I was telling him that, I'm a reseller, and he's like, oh yeah, I use StockX and I sell my watches there. And I was like, StockX, what is that?
Yeah.
So now, we're getting a deeper understanding of what it is. And for those of you who have a lot of new watches, sneakers, collectibles, handbags, you can actually sell those on StockX.
Well, I have sneakers that I've been wanting to sell for a while. They're collectible. I actually have some of those Gary V sneakers that I absolutely love that are like the cloud. What is it? The cloud?
Dark and cloud or whatever.
Well, it's like cloud and dirt and cloud. Yeah. So I was wondering if I could sell them there.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah, and I remember one of my students had really cool shoes on, and I said, "Hey, those shoes are really cool." And then then he said, "Yeah, I bought them on StockX." He's like, they were not even that expensive, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I've heard of that."
The crazy thing is, I guess this is mostly for people who are collectors. Because why wouldn't you wear your sneakers if you buy them?
Wait, what are you talking about? He was wearing them on his feet.
No, I know, but for people who are selling, why would you just collect them? You don't buy them. You don't wear them, basically.
I think collectors wear them also.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, what is StockX?
Good morning, resellers. Happy Tuesday to ya.
All right, so StockX, it's an online marketplace and clothing for resellers, primarily of sneakers. And they started in Detroit in 2013, and there are more than 800 employees now with offices in Europe. They also have a lot of authentication facilities. So we're going to talk briefly about how it works. So StockX is the world's first stock market for things. So it's a live bid and ask marketplace. Buyer place bids, seller place ask, and when a bid and ask meet, the transaction happens automatically.
Okay, that's confusing to me. I don't understand.
It's exactly like the stock market, right? Let's say you are willing...
Oh, I get it. I just had an epiphany. Sorry. Yeah, I get it. Okay, please explain.
You want to elaborate?
Well, you're basically saying, like, if somebody is asking for $90, right, on a pair of shoes, and somebody's willing to pay $90 on a pair of shoes, then the transaction will happen automatically.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it now.
Whereas if someone is asking, oh no, I want $85, and the price would go down because of the demand, because of what people are asking for. Does that make sense?
No, that does not make sense.
All right.
But you can explain it further.
So how does it work? So the seller can either list shoes at an ask price or sell shoes immediately for the highest bid by a buyer, which is very simple. So if someone asks for, hey, I want $100 for these, you can say, okay, if $100 is the highest bid, then it's sold. Or you can look at what people are asking for and determine from there. And then for the buyer can either buy shoes at the lowest ask price set by a supplier or bid for the shoes. So it's kind of like eBay, where you can bid on an item. However, you submit a bid. You don't get to see what other people's bids are. So for example, if you see this pair of shoes and you want it for $80, that's the max you could pay for. You just submit a bid.
And then you just wait and see what happens.
Exactly.
Got it. Interesting,
right?
Yeah.
And then after the buyer purchases shoes, the supplier the seller sends shoes to StockX for authentication. After authenticated, StockX ships the shoes to the buyer.
I think that's pretty cool, because a lot of people that buy stuff online, especially through third-party websites like eBay, even Amazon, they're concerned about authenticity, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome that they do authenticate. I'm sure you have to pay a pretty penny, though, to be able to do that.
Well, especially shoes. They're very high-priced items. Some shoes go for thousands of dollars. We'll talk about commission. So it's interesting, their commission level. The more you sell, the lesser the transaction fee. So for level 1, basically there is no requirement. They charge you 9.5%. But keep in mind, there is also, it's like PayPal, they have a shipping transaction fee too.
Do they also have a payment fee like PayPal?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do. So
is it 3%?
It's about 3%.
Yeah, that's about what it is across the board with all platforms.
Exactly. But then if you sell 3 pairs of shoes, your commission goes down to 9%. The commission they take from you. If you sell 30 pairs of shoes or meet $10,000 of sales, they're taking 8.5%. So this model is really encouraging people to sell more.
Good morning, Vasquez Vintage.
Good
Happy
morning.
Tuesday to you. Yeah, but right now, I believe it's still the case on eBay. If you sell shoes, and we're talking mostly about sneakers, right? This is kind of like a sneakerhead platform. If you are selling sneakers, then you don't pay a commission at all. You're aware about this, right? It's been going on for a while.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, as long as your shoe is $100 or more in price, in value, you get to keep all of your commission.
What? Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, let me know if I'm wrong, but it's been that way for months now. They might change it later, but at the moment, 0 commission on eBay.
Wow.
Right?
So there's a 3% processing fee. You're right, Marina. So it's 9.5 plus the 3%. However, different categories have different transaction fees. So for handbags, it's a 14.5% regardless of number of sales. For watches, it's 9.9% regardless of sales. You have for Funko Pops, it's $10. $10 flat fee. Which is
I think it's funny that they sell Funko Pop dolls too.
Yeah, they sell like Kid Robot. They sell all these crazy like
collector items, right? Okay, interesting. So it's not like eBay where you could sell anything you want.
No,
but
it's not.
It's very specific and limited to these categories.
And they have to be in brand new condition.
Okay, that's cool. I almost feel like this is like for the Generation Z or something, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, what's next?
Good morning, 2434 Collectibles. So let's talk about the pros and cons. Why StockX? So they handle $2 million worth of transactions every day, which is a lot. Every single day, $2 million.
That's a lot.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's a good amount. Yeah, 100%.
So it shows that, they're a pretty solid company. So that's one reason. The second thing is that why StockX? So the cool thing is you don't have to take any photos. This is amazing. You don't have to take photos of your items. All you need to do is plug in the model number. Everything will be populated, and the picture will show up, and that's all you need. You just need to put in the information.
That's actually quite amazing. I wonder how they do that. Good morning, Epic Deals Merchandise. Happy Tuesday to you.
And it tells you like when it was manufactured. It tells you all the details about the shoes, where it was made. Super cool.
That is cool. I like that.
And the last great thing is that authentication process. So you don't have to worry about people saying, hey, this is fake. So what happens is you get a little certificate from StockX. Once they authenticate it as a buyer, it'll give you some reassurance.
I mean, that does bring the value up 100%, because like we've sold stuff that's very valuable, such as our NASA photos. We don't have the authentication certificate. If we did, we would be able to sell our photos at like 4 to 5 times the price that we've been selling them. So that does definitely give you a better value on your item.
Yeah. So why not StockX? Some of the cons. So StockX encourages a free market. So basically, the buyer determined the selling rate. A lot of resellers don't like the fact that buyer can place bids lower than the average market value, which could potentially lower the value of a shoe on the site. It's like a stock market.
Definitely.
Right?
Yep.
And the second thing is their fees are quite steep. If you add 9.5 plus 4%, I mean, it's still less than Poshmark. But it's still a fee, especially if you're selling handbags. It's 15% plus the 3%.
But let's be honest, who's really spending this much money on Poshmark? I don't really see a lot.
That's true.
That's just not the kind of customer base I really am finding on Poshmark. I know they've been trying to push it.
Yeah.
But I have a few recommendations to make it actually happen on Poshmark.
Yeah.
For now, though, I think a lot of the people that are buying sneakers, I mean, they're going to use StockX 100%. This is like one of the leaders in that. And then eBay.
Yeah. Yeah. So StockX also increased their shipping fees over the years and also has a payment processing fee, which we talked about. So the more fees mean less money in your pocket after a sale. And the last thing is that as a reseller, we encounter a lot of used and pre-owned items. And StockX is only for new items. So for us, we don't have a lot of stuff to sell there because a lot of our items are pre-owned.
Yeah, we focus mostly on pre-owned and secondhand things, so that wouldn't really apply to us. But there are a lot of resellers that buy brand new from like Nike Outlet, Ross, from Ross Dress for Less, Marshalls, and then they go on eBay and they sell it again. So I think, I don't know how competitive their pricing is here, but it may be a good option, with fees and whatnot. Although with eBay doing 0% fee on these.
Yeah, they're smart.
That's like, it's hands down, use eBay. But so that might be eBay trying to capture this market.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I wouldn't be surprised.
But it's so interesting because it's like a stock market. It's like you can't control the pricing.
Yeah, that is interesting, and I don't think I would feel comfortable with that being a seller, to be honest. If my price tanks, or if I lose money on what I paid for the shoes. I know a lot of those shoes go for like hundreds of dollars these days.
Yeah.
But if you have like a very popular shoe, your price might actually go up.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
All right, so thanks for sticking through that, StockX platform, which is a little complicated, but the young people are really into it. So thanks for sticking through that. So happy Tuesday. We do have our meme for the day. You can see I see a man with black Nike socks wearing stilettos. And
outside the house without wearing the entire pair of shoes. You usually shove your feet inside half of the shoe. And I remember doing that all the time. You don't.
I would never do something like that. If you know my personality.
But I did that all the time.
I would have never done that. But I'm sure most people would do that. So. Okay, that's awesome. And I think you still do that.
I still do that.
Basically? All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us today. If you have any more interesting topics that you want to see from us, feel free to send us a direct message. We are more than happy to deliver during our daily lives. And we hope you have a beautiful Tuesday. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.